What's up, you guys? It's Ron here with the latest news on the $2,000 fourth stimulus check update and recurring stimulus check update. Senator Elizabeth Warren just gave an update on the negotiations over the next stimulus package and infrastructure package. We're going to look into that right here. In addition to that, we have new SNAP benefits and extensions, improved pandemic EBT programs, and more federal COVID-19 aid in some states. Could your state be among this group? We'll discuss all of these in today's video, so definitely stick around until the end. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are doing very well today. And for those who are brand new to the channel, my name's Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income, and of course, stock market updates, stimulus check updates, as well as stimulus package updates. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you are the first to know as soon as I release new videos and content. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. First up, we have a video update on the negotiations over the next stimulus package and infrastructure package from Senator Elizabeth Warren. But before that, I'm going to give you guys some context first. As you can see here, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, as well as Senator Ron Wyden are working on a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. I promised you guys I'm going to stay on top of this. I'm fulfilling my promise. The plan to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years is part of the Senate Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus proposal. Now, this could be included in the next stimulus package or the following one after that. Democrats are making sure that they achieve all of their plans before the next elections, where they stand the chance to potentially lose their power to the Republicans. And this is apparent as they are already discussing a new stimulus package after this one. I told you guys there is a lot of stimulus in the pipeline, so I'm keeping you guys up to date on a daily basis because of this. In addition to that, some of their other plans include monthly stimulus checks, Social Security raises, more stimulus checks until the pandemic is over, and more. So let's go ahead and listen in to Elizabeth Warren as she discusses the negotiations with the next stimulus packages in this video.
Let me talk to you first about infrastructure. What's your understanding of the lay of the land right now in terms of how this is moving and what proposal is actionable and on the table?
Okay. The lay of the land is that there will be one infrastructure deal, and it will be a big infrastructure deal. This will be an infrastructure deal. We call it an infrastructure deal, but it's really about the kind of country we want to be going forward. It's about making repairs from the past, but it's about making opportunity for everyone. Right now, there's a group that's called this bipartisan group, and they're negotiating a part of it around roads and bridges, around some important pieces like broadband. But there's a whole lot more that we're going to do. If we want people to be able to go to work, if we want people to be able to have opportunities, then we need to make sure that childcare, universal childcare, is available, is affordable, is high quality for everyone. We need to make sure that we're building a green energy system and a green transportation system. And a part of this is how we're going to pay for it. And that means making sure that billionaires and giant corporations are paying a fair share and that we're enforcing the tax laws. So all of this is how we're going to, this is the plan for this administration, for this Congress, about how we move this economy, how we move this country forward. And I think the pieces are starting to coalesce.
And so you, as a very progressive member of the United States Senate, if the bipartisan group that's made this sort of pronouncement tonight that they think they've got a deal, if they've agreed on something that is, you know, reasonable investments and not things you disagree with, but you think it's not enough, you may believe that we're still moving in the right direction if that smaller piece of it gets embedded into the larger infrastructure bill that incorporates more of the things that you were just talking about there as priorities.
That's exactly the right way to think of it, is that this smaller piece gets embedded in a larger piece. Now, they may be voted separately, but it is one infrastructure deal. I can't vote for some small subset that, you know, the infrastructure train leaves the station and childcare gets left on the platform. Green energy gets left on the platform. Billionaires don't have to pay, gets left on the platform. It's that all of the pieces have to move because ultimately it's one deal.
So what Elizabeth Warren said here really shows us what the Democrats are actually calling for. They are eager to combine and pass the two stimulus packages together along with all of the essential provisions that they have laid out. Not a single provision will be left out, and as Senator Elizabeth Warren has said, ultimately it's one deal. The massive infrastructure deal is what she mentions as the plan on how we move forward in this economy. And I really can't help but agree with that. I mean, it's great to hear too. The pieces are starting to coalesce, she said, meaning that the negotiations could be close to the finish line and close to actually passing into law. However, this deal must be passed through the reconciliation process since the Republicans will not support the stimulus portion of the stimulus package. And I think that's kind of a fact that everyone knows about by now. You know, Republicans are not supporting what the Democrats bring up and vice versa. Like what Elizabeth Warren has mentioned earlier, they are pushing for many provisions in the stimulus package. Some of these are the fourth stimulus check, monthly recurring stimulus checks, and child tax credits. In fact, these child tax credits, which would help families with children, are already passed, but the monthly payments only go out until the end of 2021. They begin on July 15th, and then a lump sum 6-month payment next year. On the other hand, though, we actually have two proposals that aim to help individuals with no children. Finally, comment down below if you guys are hearing about all of this extra financial and stimulus aid for parents and families with children, but you're kind of looking around like, where's the help for me? I don't have children. How can I get help, right? Not everyone's married, so I'm really happy to see this proposal here that I want to share with you guys. So again, we now have two proposals that aim to help individuals with no children. So the first proposal is led by Senators Ed Markey as well as Elizabeth Warren for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that would go until the pandemic is declared over. Now, here's what the senators who proposed this bill had to say. A single direct payment will not last long for most families, and we are worried about the cliff facing unemployed workers when the unemployment insurance extensions expire on September 6th. Referencing the $1,400 payments and jobless aid in President Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. The crisis is far from over, and families deserve certainty that they can put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. Now, here's the other bill from Democrats, particularly from Congresswomen Pramila Jayapal and Rashida Tlaib. This is the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, also known as the ABC Act, and this legislation is designed to immediately provide a $2,000 payment using Boost debit cards to every person in America as critical relief during the COVID-19 crisis, followed by $1,000 recurring monthly stimulus payments for 1 year after the end of the crisis to help our country and our families recover financially. So Democrats are clearly pushing for these after pandemic relief payments because they predict that the economic recovery will take a long time. It'll be 2 to 3 years at the bare minimum, and people need all of the additional funds that they can get so that they can get back on their feet. Now, they could pass these bills independently, but it could be through the reconciliation process with this next stimulus package. Next up, very good news. We have extra SNAP benefits known as the SNAP emergency allotments. In here, they announced the USDA has granted waivers to the following states, allowing for the issuance of emergency allotments, supplements based on a public health emergency declaration by the Secretary of Health and Human Services under Section 319 of the Public Health Service Act related to an outbreak of COVID-19 when a state has also issued an emergency or disaster declaration. Now, they have also announced the states with acknowledged extensions through July 2021, which are the following. We've got Alabama, California, Indiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, South Carolina, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin. Now, many states are also included for June. However, we can see that the number of participating states has significantly been reduced. Now, I want to know, is your state in this list? Drop me a comment down below. You might actually be receiving more SNAP benefits. On top of that, there is the Pandemic Electronic Benefit Transfer, or the PEBT program, and this particular program aims to assist families and children. It says here the USDA is providing nutrition assistance to hard-hit families across the country due to the virus pandemic. On January 22nd, in support of President Biden's call to action on hunger, USDA announced that it is increasing the PEBT benefit by approximately 15%, providing more money to low-income families and millions of children missing meals due to school and child care closures. Now here we can see the list that has been pre-approved to operate a PEBT program during the 2021 school year. Now, on the other hand, these states are part of the extension program until September 2021, and these states can operate a PEBT program until then. Now, this is great news, and I expect more states to be announcing soon. Now, on the other hand, some states are ending their COVID-19 emergency declarations. For many, SNAP payments will drop dramatically. Legislators in Kansas allowed the state's COVID-19 disaster emergency declaration to expire. In doing so, Kansas joined a number of states halting pandemic relief aid programs before the federal cutoff date. These states are South Carolina, Idaho, and 25 Republican-controlled states like Alaska, Iowa, Missouri, and more. Now, on the bright side of things, some states are actually extending their SNAP benefit programs and pandemic EBT programs like New York. New York Governor Cuomo announces $2.2 billion in food assistance for school children in New York State. He has announced that there will be a second round of pandemic EBT that will provide food benefits to remote and hybrid learners. There will also be aid to help 2.5 million children enrolled in the National School Lunch Program. And this will provide eligible students with $132 in food benefits for each month they fully participated in remote learning and $82 in food benefits for each month they participated in hybrid learning during the 2020 to 2021 school year. Now, regarding this program, Governor Cuomo said, for many families across the state, free school meals provide a critical stopgap, and the ongoing pandemic has only made it harder for those already grappling with food insecurity. New York State is in good hands with this program since many states are pulling out their assistance programs early. Now, if you're from New York, you'll be happy with this, and do let us know about your experience in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has also signed off on a $2.2 billion in federal COVID-19 aid for food assistance and rental assistance. Now, let's take a look at this article here. Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed into law a $2.2 billion plan for spending COVID-19 relief funding for additional food and rental assistance Wednesday. This plan includes $1.5 billion in federal supplemental nutrition assistance program funding to increase monthly food assistance benefits by 15% through September 30th. In addition to that, $378.3 million will go toward the emergency rental assistance program and other efforts aimed at helping households impacted by the pandemic make rent. Pennsylvania is also among the states announcing the distribution of more food assistance to the people. Department of Human Services, DHS, Acting Secretary Meg Snead recently announced the start of distribution of $224 million in federally funded food assistance to low-income Pennsylvania families of about 223,000 young children through the Pandemic Electronic Benefit Transfer, or the PEBT program. Now, regarding the PEBT program and its importance, Acting Secretary Snead had this to say. The PEBT program has been a lifeline to Pennsylvania families with children, so many of whom have struggled to cover the unanticipated costs of breakfast and lunches normally provided to their children at school or in child care settings. Now, all of these programs in these states are definitely good news for my viewers who are living there. However, I'm still hoping that they will include more funding for SNAP programs and the EBT programs in the next stimulus package. It is possible that they could add more money, say $1 billion in the next stimulus package for these. Remember, there are many provisions in the next stimulus package, and this could be one of those. Now, aside from the stimulus check, they're also proposing rental assistance, mortgage assistance, property tax assistance, utilities assistance, and more. So anyway, guys, that's all for the news on your fourth stimulus check update, recurring stimulus check update, Senator Elizabeth Warren's update on the new SNAP benefits and extensions, more federal COVID-19 aid, and improved pandemic EBT program. So what do you guys think? I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me a comment down below. And I really hope that you appreciated everything that I shared with you guys today. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like button on this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you are the first to know as soon as I release new videos and updates. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care and be safe.